Test. Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. It's a Monday and we're up on the Firewood hill, which makes it a good Monday. I'm going to start the day out by putting down another fir. This one is going to be interesting. I don't know. It really shouldn't be a massive issue, but it leans a little different than what I want it to do. So that big dead thing right there, it's not massive, but it's a decent tree. And if it follows the most natural lean, it would come crashing through here and down that way, which is fine, but it would probably wreck that little madrone or rip the top out of one of these alders and go a little closer to the house than I think I necessarily want. So I'm gonna hope, no, I'm gonna rephrase that. My plan is to take the little dead one out of there and create a shooting lane and send it part way uphill. It has enough lean, I think it'll do it. So I've got the 500 busted out, XL-500 that is. Let me get this thing level. Alright, that is probably not the best shot we're going to get. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's hope we don't see a tree coming towards this camera. And that's how it goes right. Not bad. Now we hike up the hill and it follows us. As long as light conditions don't get too low. Mike lit this one up, trying to burn the whole thing, and knew that wasn't going to work, but it took out a decent amount of it. Yeah, it is so funny. I literally, on Tuesday, cleaned this whole mess up. This is a chunk of maple. It had to have fallen out of there. Well, I guess we start a new burn pile again. Did that thing get stuck? Really, dude? Hi, see me now? There you got, come on. What are you doing? They call this B-roll. Actually, in case there's any poison oak on that glove. Yeah, that one that Dawn cut careful a couple years ago looked just like these. It was nowhere near dead. It was that big stump back there, and he fell the damn thing right across the freaking road and left it for us. It's like, I don't even like cleaning up my own mess, let alone somebody else's. All right, drone, you can. Okay, I'm gonna operate on the theory that my sense of preservation for my truck will prevent this from going bad. What I'm gonna do, bring it in, and then back up into here with the intentions of jacking the nose around so that the winch is pointed right up at that dirty thing. Let's see if it'll work. You know what? I'll even add preservation of the camera to this list. And I'll set it right here. And that's aimed a little high. There's the oak. The truck is right there. Yeah. All right, let's see how this goes. What can go wrong? Oh wait, you never asked that question. Been there, done that. Truck always looks shorter till you're in it and driving it, and then all those good ideas no longer seem like good ideas. Like this already seems like it's destined to fail. Really, this is why I want that old tractor running, and I lost sight of my camera. Hey, there you guys are, right next to my tire. Now, it would have been a bad day. Let's reset you guys. Because now, if I hit you there, I will have hit a tree. And that's even worse than running over the camera. Oh yeah, I might actually get this. Getting the heck out of here. I'm at an angle I didn't anticipate being at. That's nowhere near a straight pull. But I guess it'll have to do. Okay, we're pulling downhill, so I really think this ought to move. without giving me a whole bunch of grief. But hey, who knows? All we can do is find out. She is good and dead. So it doesn't have a bunch of extra weight there. And there's the thermal overload. I knew we would hit that pretty quick. Okay, cable's too long. I need to reposition the truck, I think, over here, which means I need to move some firewood, and then I can try and bring it out this way. That is a long tree to be doing this, to try and fish through here. Much better. That should be a relatively straight pull from here. If I can get you guys even close to, man, I like this new tripod. That's nice. Okay, so I pinched my 500 over there, so we're going to go ahead and fire up this SP-81 that I've got for Jim Jr. Give it a little run time and cut the home light free. So, yeah. Okay. Are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah, that's not new.
Turn him around, he'll head home. Turn him around, he'll head home. Okay.
Yeah, Billy herded him out last time. Our friend is back. See if I'm worth a damn as a cowboy. I got my doubts. Go on, go home. Come on, go home. Hey, go home. Go on. Go home. Yeah. Actually, that's not a bull. But I'll bet its horns would still hurt like one. That could even be pregnant. Okay, I'm gonna save camera battery from here on out. Does that count as being a cowboy? I don't think so. That SP-81 is running like an absolute scalded ape. Jim is gonna enjoy that thing. He's lucky I already have one, or I might have to rethink that. So that was a really good day on the hill, I gotta say. You know, my wife doesn't come up all that terribly often, but she did today. So that was good. I wanted to do some work that wasn't a total bore for her, but I had to get that tree on the ground. So, you know, there was some sitting around for her, but, you know, what are you going to do? I also wanted to use the drone and get some footage from that and just get an idea of whether some of the stuff I was thinking of doing would work. And it did. You know, that bird's eye view is not quite as neat as I had hoped it would be, just in terms of the camera angle. The follow, that worked out perfectly when I hiked, you know, we hiked up to get the cable, and then I took a little walk through the firewood. You're seeing some of that now at the kind of at the end of the day there. So yeah, it was all pretty good. That SP-81, you know, I test ran that 3 times down here, and that stupid recoil spring would pick then to break. Yeah, it is what it is. At least it maintained enough recoil that I could actually still use the saw and get it started. That was nice. That thing was running hot. No, let me rephrase that. Hot in a good way. I mean, it was cooking. That was just ripping that fur a new one. It really did a nice job. I know Jim Jr. is going to be super stoked with that saw. XL-500 was dependable as usual. You know, it's not the highest RPM saw out there, but it'll grunt with the best of them. And I really enjoy using it, especially with that hand-filed square on there. And I didn't put it in the dirt today. Darn. The 81, I did nick my chain, my logging chain. I did nick it with that, so I need to clean those teeth up. God, that pissed me off. It still cut okay afterwards, so I had slowed the cutting chain down enough that I didn't take out every tooth on there, but man, there was a shiny spot. What are you gonna do? So, and I don't know. I don't know if anybody has any real interest in the winching portion of this job. That's what's slow. That's what really can drag videos out, or drag my day out for that matter. I was talking to my wife. You know, there are times that we'll come home, she'll ask, hey, what'd you get done? And I'll go, da-da-da-da-da. Well, you were up there for 6 hours, that's all. And she's not being a jerk about it, but I'm like, yeah, it's because it took an hour or more to winch one tree out, and I don't know. some areas I could probably do stuff like Bucking does and hang a block in a tree and get a little more lift on it and have it come down the hill a little easier, but some areas it's just not practical, and some hillsides that's not practical, at least not for me. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed the video, including me casually. That was a very casual cow chase, but still casual. It's better than no cow chase. Getting the cow to get out of there and go back to her own yard. Yeah, like I say, it was a good day. I'm going to stop rambling now. Catch you guys on the next video.